Afternoon, folks. Welcome back to the Daily War Update. Today is the 3rd of April 2021. It's Easter Saturday, and everyone's out here enjoying Easter. But there's not been very much happening today, but I just thought I would bring to your attention a few different things. Let's just kick it off here with the Russian-Ukraine border. So obviously I was talking to you yesterday about the Russian and Ukraine border. There was a massing of, I think, about 25,000 troops at the Ukraine border because, I don't know, maybe Putin was like claiming that he wanted to, that the internal affairs of Russia were being jeopardized by, having these questions raised that why was there troops in the border? But realistically, that's classic Putin fashion, and he is, potentially getting ready for something, which will be interesting to see over the next coming weeks. But President Joe Biden fully was behind supporting the Ukrainians with this year, so he put out a message to the world essentially saying that he fully stands with Ukraine. If anything does happen from Russia, they can expect a heavy-handed US to retaliate, which is kind of what you want to see in the world, but we all knew that there was coming, given Biden's previous history with Russia. Them two just don't get on at all. And after the comments that were made there, I think last week or the week before, tensions between the US and Russia are at an all-time high. Like, hello, Cold War. But with this here, one of the top priorities that his administration has put forward is monitoring disinformation campaigns by Russia about Ukraine. Personally, I don't think this is the biggest problem that they'll face with this here. But if they think it is, then I guess they are the ones in power. They can combat it whatever way they wish. I just hope that I mean, from my understanding of the situation, Ukraine does not want to be part of Russia, and the last time that happened, there was a coup and it killed a lot of people. And then Russia eventually had to back down, probably bided their time until now, whenever the world is in a wee bit more calamity state, and now they're probably going to try again. As we can see, the powers from the east rising to take over the powers in the west. But we will see in the next month or two what is going to be happening with this here. But I have no doubt that this will be probably a land battle. And the thing is with this here, with the likes of Ukraine, the US can't really, although the US has promised this here, it's not really feasible for them to fight on this front because it's a landlocked battle essentially, and it would make a lot more sense for a European army, so to speak, to come in and fight from the other side rather than, I personally wouldn't even know what the US would plan to do with this here, but it would be more efficient if the European alliance powers were to help out instead on this frontier, and then that way the two-pronged attack done by China and Russia will be, the US will be able to focus more resources on the water naval battle that'll be happening in the South China Sea. But speaking of the Chinese, a little article I read today was about Chinese Christians being held in kind of concentration camp style situations, kind of similar to the Uyghurs from Xinjiang, which has been all over the news recently. And it kind of just highlights the CCP's control of religion. The CCP's religion of choice is atheism, and they don't believe in anything. They believe that they are the highest power, and they believe that their citizens should view them as the highest power, not some other entity. And it's just it's a trait that I would not like to see spread across the West, because realistically, whenever you start taking away religious freedoms, you will get an awful hell of a battle with the majority of the people in this world. And if you try and take it by force, it is only going to end in a lot more bloodshed. So realistically, I condemn the Chinese Christians being held in camps, and it's just silly. It's like re-education camps to be like, the CCP is God, essentially. That's exact, well, not exactly, but it's kind of along the lines of what they're teaching. Um, and finally, I just wanted to talk about submarines, those things that go underneath the water. So the European countries, I think most notably France and Germany and maybe Holland, they have come together in support of Taiwan's submarine program, which obviously is a bit out of date. I think they got them back in the 80s from Holland, I believe. But essentially, after the big reveal there on April 1st, I think it was, of the new submarine behemoth from China, that's 4 times larger than the current existing largest submarine. I think that Taiwan decided that they need to step things up again, and they probably asked for help from the European countries, who were more than happy to help with this situation, which is very nice of them. I don't know if this is going to come in terms of technology, materials, money, what's going to be the crack with it. But the good thing is a dialogue has started about defense with submarines, and they seem all for it, because I imagine that people are looking at that 48 missile submarine that can hold the nukes and being like, okay, I don't really like that. Taiwan, the closest adversary of China, I think we're gonna focus our resources on you. Um, so yeah, not much today, folks. Not much action, which is kind of good. But ultimately, it just means that we're leading up to something a bit bigger. But yeah, thanks for watching my update today, guys. It's been the 3rd of March, the 3rd of April, Easter Saturday, and I just want to say thanks again for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.